The throne room was burning. Gloria didn't remember deciding to run towards the fire instead of away from it. Only that Lord Dragovia was on his knees amid the wreckage of his own banners, blood slicking his temple, and the assassin's blade was already rising for the second strike. "Move!" she screamed, and threw the only thing in her hands, a brass candlestand thrown with all the fury of 3 years spent hating this man. It caught the assassin across the jaw. Not enough to stop him, enough to buy a breath, enough time for the dragon to scream. The hatchling, pale and pearl-scent, opal-white scales catching the firelight in shivers of blue, barely the size of a hound, launched itself from where it had been hiding beneath an overturned banner to the assassin. The man howled, dropped the blade, and Gloria was already moving, dragging Dragovia by the collar of his ruined armor at the ceiling groaned above them. "You," Dragovia rasped, staring at her like she was some new and unwelcome kind of weather, "are supposed to be pressing my linens." "You're welcome," Gloria snapped, and hauled him another 6 feet away before the chandelier above the throne came down where he had been kneeling in a shriek of chain and glass. It hadn't started this way. 3 hours ago, this had been an ordinary night. Gloria folding clothes she didn't want to fold for a lord she didn't want to serve. One whose family name had been spat like a curse in her aunt's kitchen for as long as she could remember. Dragonfire on the lower quarter, Dragovia's father laughing while it burned. She had taken the position because the wages were good and hatred, it turned out, paid poorly on its own. She hadn't expected the egg. It had rolled out of the shipping crate of antiquities 3 days ago, and Master Renshaw, the dragon keeper, had gone pale as parchment when it started to rock in Gloria's hands instead of Dragovia. Not the Lord's, hers. A servant girl cracking open a hatchling that should have imprinted on the last dragon lord in the realm. Dragovia hadn't believed it. Then he had watched the creature try to bite his fingers off and curl purring into Gloria's hand instead. And something in his face had gone very still. "Congratulations," he said, in that flat, unreadable voice. "You have inherited a war." He hadn't been wrong. Something had wanted that egg badly enough to send men through a locked window tonight to take it and take out the people it had chosen and rejected in the process. Now they crouched behind the ruined dais while smoke rolled black across the vaulted ceiling, the dragon trembling against Gloria's ribs, and Dragovia pressed a hand to the gash at his hairline, like he could hold his own blood in through sheer stubbornness. "You should have let them have me," he said, not self-pitying, just factual, the way he said most things. "Don't be stupid." Gloria tore a strip from her apron hem and pressed it to the wound before she could think better of it. "If you die, the crown decides I am too dangerous to leave breathing. You're not doing any favors by bleeding out." "How mercenary of you. I learned it from watching your family run this house." He smiled. "And be honest," said fair. The dragon chirped between them, unimpressed by either of their tempers, and butted in blunt little skull against Gloria's collarbone. Dragovia looked at it the way a man looks at something he's grieving and can't say so. It should be mine, he said quietly. 3 generations of my line, and it curls up for the girl who irons my collars. Maybe it knows something you don't. Maybe it knows I'm not worth bonding to. He said it without drama, which somehow made it worse. My family burned the lower quarter to put down a rebellion that his own greed started. I spent 10 years cleaning blood off the family name with lies, Gloria. Don't mistake me for a hero because I didn't set the fire myself. Smoke curled. Somewhere above them, timber cracked. Gloria should have agreed with him. She had spent 3 years agreeing with exactly that verdict in the privacy of her own skull. But kneeling in the wreckage he had almost died in, watching him tell the truth about himself instead of defending it, something in her hatred simply didn't fit anymore. Like a key that no longer matched its lock. You're not a hero, she said. You're just a man who inherited a mess and hasn't decided yet if he wants to be better than it. He looked at her then, really looked, the way he hadn't in 3 years of good morning, and that will be all. And whatever he saw in her face made something in his shoulders finally drop. And if I don't decide in time, then I will have wasted a very good candle stand on you. He laughed, one short, disbelieving bark of a sound, entirely unlike him. And it was that, more than the fire or the fear or the dragon warm against her ribs, that undid her. She didn't decide to kiss him. It happened the way the fire had happened, fast, consuming, entirely out of her hands. His fingers came up to her hair, careful of the blood on them, and for one suspended second, the burning building simply wasn't there. The dragon shrieked, half delight, half impatience, and shoved its way between them, with the single-minded outrage of a creature that did not care for being ignored. They broke apart, breathless, absurd, half laughing despite the smoke stinging their eyes. This, Dragovia said, changes every several plan of mine. Good, said Gloria, your plans were bad. Outside, the sound of the household guard finally breaking through the doors reached them. Too late to matter, exactly on time to matter anyway. Dragovia caught her wrist. Whoever sent that man will try again, he said, low and serious now, the Lord returning to his voice as the hand gently go around hers. Be safe with me. Then I suppose, Gloria said, holding him up beside her, the dragon already scrambling to perch on her shoulder like it always belonged there. You will have to stop treating me like one. Behind them, the throne, the one his father had bled the lower quarter to keep, finally collapsed into ash. Neither of them looked back to watch it burn. Good night.
The throne room burned, the smoke rose thin, and still she ran to shield him in. He knelt in ash, his crown undone. She stood her ground when others run. The dragon woke with eyes of gold, a bond no lord could ever hold. He spoke his sins without a lie. She saw the man beneath the sky. Their lips met soft where fire raged. Two enemies, their war unstaged. The palace fell, the embers spun. Two hearts remained where hate was done.